My name is Ryan, and welcome back to Fishing for Answers, my beginner video series to help you get into the wonderful world of fishing. Let's dive right in. One of the most frustrating things about fishing is you hook into the fish of a lifetime and then you lose it, only to realize it's because you tied a bad knot. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to tie the improved clinch knot, which is a very versatile knot. I use it in freshwater and saltwater about 80-90% of the time. And so let's get started. First, I'm going to take that short end of the line. You're going to need about 2-3 feet of line to do this. And I'm going to take it and thread it through the eye of the hook. Okay, so now I've got this line doubled back on itself, about a foot on each side of the line. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is use my middle finger and I'm going to just place it firmly on that eye hook. And now if you're using a lure like this, okay, that center sort of split ring in the front is going to be where this eye of the hook is. So it doesn't have to be an eye of a hook. It could be a barrel swivel. It could be a lure. Doesn't matter. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to loop these two lines and wrap them around each other. So that's one wrap, correct? And you're going to take your thumb and your forefinger and you could use it to really sort of secure that line, okay? I'm gonna wrap it 5 to 6 to 7 times. 5 to 7 times. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 5. Okay, so you're essentially wrapping these two lines around each other. So now you've got a long end where my pinky is, going off to the tip of your rod, and you've got a short end on the top. On the other side, you have your middle finger and a loop right here where the eye of the hook is. You're gonna take that short end, you're gonna move it through like so. Now, if I were to just tighten it now, I would have created a clinch knot. This is a strong knot, don't get me wrong, but we can improve it. To tie the improved clinch knot, I'm gonna do one extra step, which is to loop it around this right here and through it the hole that you created. Remember, we created 2 holes right here, 1 and 2, right? You're gonna loop it over this and push it right through. Now you can use your thumb and your forefinger again and hold on to it. And this is the improved clinch knot. You guys are done. Now, normally if I'm tying using monofilament or any other type of fishing line, if I were to just pull this straight out right now, you're gonna cause rope burn, or your line is going to burn. And what that means, it's going to really create like really squiggly lines. And that's not pretty. And it could compromise the integrity of your line. That's because there's a lot of friction going on to try and hold that knot together on this side after we've looped them all together. So you can either put this in water or put some saliva on it. And that way it's going to kind of lubricate that knot. So to tighten this, it's very easy. You're going to hold these two lines tight. I kind of like to just let that hook dangle. I'm going to gently kind of just move that and shimmy it down, okay? Like this. And at this point, I'm going to then grab my hook, tighten it, shimmy it down some more. So now we have our tag end that we can trim off, and we have the improved clinch knot. And you see that I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different loops corresponding to the 5 times that I looped these two lines together. If you have thin diameter line, such as like 4 to 6 to 12 pounds of line, I would use about 6 or 7 loops. Now, if you're doing anything above that, such as like a 40-pound leader, fluorocarbon leader for saltwater mackerel fishing or whatever, 5 is enough. So this is how you tie the improved clinch knot. The great thing about this knot, that leader or that tag end points to the back here. So as you're dragging it through the water using a lure, it's not going to catch onto any sort of weed or water like seaweed or anything. So it's not going to ruin the presentation of your lure. The other thing is, a girl once told me that watching me tie knots is pretty attractive. So you might even catch the actual catch of a lifetime if you learn how to tie this knot. All right, so now we're gonna actually tie a lure onto our fishing line. So this is 20-pound monofilament leader that I'm gonna be using for bass fishing. And this is a river to sea whopper plopper with the sort of propeller on the back. And that's going to help push out a lot of water on the top. And that's going to attract a lot of bass. It's gonna make a lot of noise. So instead of the actual hook eye, we have the split ring at the front for this. So we're gonna take this, I'm gonna do this right-handed now. So all you right-handers, don't say I don't cater to you. This is the 20-pound monofilament leader. I'm gonna push it through that center split ring. And now I've got sort of the two pieces of line that I'm gonna start wrapping around each other. The next thing I'm gonna do is, again, use my middle finger. You can actually also use your forefinger to kind of keep that hole open, but for now we're gonna stick to sort of what I taught you just now. So I'm gonna use that middle finger. And then we're gonna start wrapping, okay? And this is kind of the part where you realize that there's a reason why I use the paracord, because you can barely see this monofilament. So that's one, that's two wraps, that's three, that's four, and five. Now with 20-pound monofilament, I feel comfortable doing just 5 wraps, but just to be safe, we're gonna do 6 here to show you guys what I mean. Okay, so you've got 6 wraps now. You've got that hole and you've got that tag end. And to kind of make this complete, we're going to take this tag end, we're gonna put it through that hole where our middle finger is, push it out. And again, this is the clinch knot right now. If you just tighten it now, you've created a clinch knot. To improve it, you need to kind of double it back over itself into this loop that you created, okay? So again, we're going to put it through the first hole with our middle finger. This is should have made a longer tag end, but you know, you live and you learn when you're fishing. You push it through, and then double it back onto itself. And then this is our improved clinch knot. And again, now that we're really tying using monofilament instead of paracord, we're gonna try to lubricate it before we tighten it. So I'm gonna put it in my mouth. You can use some water if you're afraid of saliva, but in my opinion, if you can touch fish slime, you can deal with the saliva. And to tighten it, you're going to shimmy it down like this and pull on that tag end a little bit. Be careful not to hook yourself, especially using a lure with like 6 hooks on it. And boom. Look at that beautiful, beautiful improved clinch knot. No rope burn whatsoever because we made sure to lubricate that line. Then I'm going to cut off the tag end, the short end here, and we are ready to catch a monster. So thank you guys so much for watching. Tight lines out there, and I'll see you in the next video.